Good evening, folks. Thank you for joining me. Everyone knows we have a big drug problem here in the United States. Having an open border doesn't help. Having a president's son who openly uses drugs and is free to travel around the country and to other countries. Recently, he was with his father in Ireland. Fentanyl is the #1 problem, I think, here in the United States, and recently, the executive director for the San Jose Police Officer Association was arrested for allegedly importing drugs from overseas and distributing them throughout the country. After her arrest, she was fired. She was the executive director for over 8 years and worked for the Officers Association for 20. The 64-year-old Joanne Segovia was charged with attempting to import illegal synthetic opioid drugs from overseas, specifically a form of fentanyl. Investigators say she used her personal and office computers to order the drugs and agreed to distribute them elsewhere in the U.S. The POA says that they will bring in an outside independent investigator, someone with an indisputable record. They say it's got nothing to do with the recent protests about this arrest. The POA says it doesn't have a date for when an independent investigator will be hired. Yeah, they want to make sure that they're doing things the right way. Maybe they're going to bleach the computer. All the officers get new cell phones and smash up the old ones, just like Hillary Clinton did. Segovia's next court appearance is set for April 28th. Here's part of the affiliate that was filed on March 27th. It says here, in late 2022, Homeland Security agents were investigating a network that ships Indian-produced controlled substances, including synthetic opioids, into San Francisco Bay Area. Law enforcement has now identified hundreds of parcels destined to 48 states originating from this network. The parcels collectively had contained hundreds of thousands of pills. A network operative's smartphone was searched and it contained encrypted messages. Agents encountered 2 messages dated in early September 2022 that identified as Joanne, it says Jane Segovia, at an address in San Jose, along with the words 180 pills, SOMA 500 milligrams. Now it says network, so there's evidently a lot of people involved in this drug operation. It goes on to say that the U.S. Custom and Border Protection records revealed that between July 2019 and January of this year, 2023, Segovia's address was the intended destination of 5 shipments that officials seized and opened. There was around 4,000 pills of Zolidem, 1.42 kilograms of tramadol, approximately 614 grams of tapentadol, approximately 432 grams of tapentadol, sorry for pronouncing that wrong, and approximately 1.16 kilograms of tramadol. According to Google search, tapentadol is used for acute pain, and so is the other one. The affiliate goes on to say that agents also discovered that according to CBP records, between October of 2015 and January of this year, Segovia had approximately 61 shipments mailed to her home. These shipments originated from Canada, China, Spain, Great Britain, Hong Kong, Hungary, India, Singapore. The packages were labeled wedding party favors, shirt tops, gift makeup, chocolates and sweets, food supplement, health products, and supplements. In my training and expertise, such a large number of parcels from such a diverse array of foreign countries with labels like these are often indicative of illicit drug shipments. Segovia has been with the San Jose Police Department since 2003 and serves as the executive director. On February 1st of this year, 2 Homeland Security agents interviewed Segovia at her home. She was told that her name and address and pill order were found during the course of my investigation. During the interview, Segovia claimed that to have only ordered supplements and nothing out of the ordinary. Claimed to work for the police department. Yep, throw up that, power play. Claimed to have never ordered or received prescription medication through the mail and said she would never do anything. And I wouldn't even know where to start, she said. She said that she recognized that it was not safe to buy prescription medications on the internet and that doing so was unlawful and asking for trouble. She also claimed to have no idea why her name and address was found in the phone of a suspected drug trafficker. She refused to allow agents to view her Cash App transactions. At the end of the interview, I gave Segovia my cell phone number and requested that she contact me if she remembered anything that might help with my investigation. On March 3rd of this year, Segovia left me a voicemail telling me that she was back from vacation and had information that could be helpful with my investigation. On March 14th, she was interviewed at the HSS San Jose office, and there was evidently 2 other agents there. She claimed that she had nothing to do with the orders that were sent to her and blamed the ordering on a woman. It all leads to her, she said, and she identified as a family friend and housekeeper. She said that the woman culpability occurred to her like a light bulb after her meeting with HSS in February. She repeatedly characterized this. She claimed that the money referenced in her Cash App account was not hers, but instead implied that the Cash App payment tracked the amounts that she had paid to this woman for her housekeeping work. She made inconsistent statements about whether this woman had access to her personal smartphone. Claimed that this woman impersonated her on a WhatsApp communications and said that this woman was able to do so because she knows so much about me. Said she didn't want to throw this woman to the wolves, but that she wanted to be honest with the agents. Evidently, a letter was provided from CBP that she received around February 23rd of this year that stated that officials from LAX International Airport seized a package addressed to her home that contained the Zolpidem, approximately $1,920. The basis for the seizure included 21 USC 952, for a controlled substance. That package originated from the UK, and it was labeled as toys. Agents found a conversation between the user of Segovia's phone and a user with a number with an India country code. This ongoing correspondence between January of 2020 and continued for over 3 years until March 8th, 2023. Yeah, when she knew the gig was up. The India chat contained hundreds of messages referring to Soma or orange pills, as well as discussing shipping and payment. The chat also contained about 235 images depicting pills, shipping labels, packaging, and payment receipts or confirmations. In an exchange from the India chat in April 2021, Segovia was directed to send a package to a woman in North Carolina. On April 7th of 21, Segovia's account sent the photograph at right of a UPS receipt containing pre-written account and return address information and signed by J. Segovia. The return address on the UPS receipt was 1151 North 4th Street in San Jose, California, which is the address of the San Jose Police Officers Association. According to CBP records, this North Carolina address is associated with at least 5 prior seizures of controlled substances, including, and I'm not going to try and pronounce them all, but the India chat, this addressee's name was referenced about 34 times, mostly in regard to payments being requested or issued. The investigator also says, I believe that the use of the San Jose Police Officers Association shipping label indicates that Segovia used her office as part of her purchasing and distribution of controlled substances. Yeah, just mail them right from the police department. In June 2021, the India chat, an image below, was sent from Segovia's account depicting an HP computer monitor that showed a PayPal receipt of the amount of $999.99 sent to an entity with the apparent Indian name. Several items are visible in the area in front of the monitor, including a San Jose Police Officers Association letter opener with a business card containing Segovia's name and notes containing apparent POA related codes. So I think they're suggesting this was at her work there at the police department. On October 20th, 2021, also in the India chat, an image was sent from Segovia's account of a computer monitor with a heart-shaped flag at the bottom, displaying the PayPal receipt of the amount of $500, sent to an individual with an apparent Indian name. An HSI agent observed a computer monitor with a heart-shaped flag icon in Segovia's residence during the interview on February 1st, 2023. Based on my training and expertise, I believe that Segovia was using a computer at her home and another at her office to pay for shipments of controlled substances. June 14th, 2021, India chat. Sorry, I have 50 new officers starting today, so I've been tied up all morning. I'll get back to the office within an hour, and I'll take care of all it. Any news on the Sonoma, which is the orange pills? May 2nd of last year. I'm sorry, I'm on a business trip because we had 2 officers that got shot. I should be home tomorrow night, so I'll get them shipped as soon as I can. Another one, July 4th of last year. I'm going to put WhatsApp on my computer, so I'll have it if something weird goes on with my phone. So I need to send you $900 for the orange pills that are on their way. Are they on their way? Question. My family member is going on vacation, so I want to give her enough to last, but that is going to make me short. Do you know when they are coming? September 12th of last year. Yes, I got 500 milligram Soma orange pills. I also got 180 of the orange pills. January 23rd of this year. I sent the $2,300, but it won't let me send the $375. Too much in one day. I'll send that tomorrow. And it talks about, among other things, she referenced police officers in 2 of the messages. Segovia conducted approximately cash apps 127 times with 5 recipients. And it says, I believe these transactions were for the purchase of controlled substances. 2 of the addresses for the cash app transaction have already been identified as likely receiving and distributing controlled substances. On March 15th of this year, I was notified of a controlled substance seized in Kentucky that occurred on March 13th. The seized parcel originated from an address in China on March 10th of this year and declared its contents as a clock. It was addressed to Segovia's home. Inside the parcel was a disassembled clock kit containing square and round white adhesive stickers or patches, which the fentanyl-related substance was found. I have not seen drugs sent in this form before. And evidently each sticker had 0.9 grams of valerate fentanyl hydrochloride. That was on the square ones, and then the round stickers or patches had a net weight of 2.7 grams. I believe that Segovia stopped ordering controlled substances from her previous supplier, apparently based in India, after HSI agents interviewed her in February of this year and began to order controlled substances from a new supplier who is shipping from China. Talking about stupid. On March 24th, they seized approximately 73 of the 1 pill and 80 orange pills labeled G2 at her office. They're in the police department. They seized 283 Tapendol pills. I guess she really thought because she was associated with the San Jose Police Department, she could continue business as usual. A review of Segovia's iPhone revealed a Cash App transaction dated March 23rd of this year with $800 paid to an individual with the initials KH. According to CBP records, KH had received at least 62 imported shipments between 2015 and 2022, including the following suspected drug parcels. Product samples from China in 2015, cologne tablets from Poland in 2019, 2 shipments of body care products from the Netherlands in 2019, Q10 beauty supplements from Hungary in 2019. Back on March 21st of this year, the subject line says, "Hey Joanne, ordered your orange." They discuss payment, dispatching Cash App, money or pills to KH, and Segovia's signature line, including the reference to her executive director of the San Jose Police Officers Association. Yeah, so many of us wonder why Clinton's not in jail, why Biden's son is not in jail. They're all protected. Open source research of a telephone number of Segovia's interlocutor revealed a website that advertises the sale of medication and pills, including tramadol, Adderall, and Ambien, and offers cheap prices and overnight shipping. The contact information on this website lists Segovia's address. Wow. So she even had a website selling drugs? The telephone number listed on the webpage appeared in a 2022 police report from Alabama involving a victim who died from a drug overdose. His spouse told police that the victim regularly ordered pills from the user of a telephone number that Segovia also communicated with. The spouse said that the user of this telephone number mailed her husband pill shipments. Wow. During the search of Segovia's office, now this would be at the police department, the UPS receipt reflecting the shipment to the North Carolina address was found in Segovia's filing cabinet. The agents also found items matching those appearing in the India chat photograph, including a San Jose Police Officers Association letter opener with a business card bearing Segovia's name. And it's signed by David Vargas, Special Agent, Homeland Security Investigation. Well, he seems to be one of the good guys, don't he? Those of you that have been following me over the years will remember me talking about my experience with drug dealers in California And what happened to me when I moved here to South Dakota, I found out that the Lake County drug dealers were shipping things across country, all the way here to South Dakota. The drug dealers there in California, when we came home, a brief recap for those of you that might be new. We came home one day. We lived in the middle of BLM, Bureau of Land Management. We had sheep and turkeys and chickens and dogs and all kinds of stuff. We came home one day and everything was murdered. Yeah, they weren't just murdered, they were butchered. And the people that were involved lived across the valley from us. So afterwards, I told my husband, yeah, let's move. And we moved because I had 2 small children. I didn't want to put my children's lives in jeopardy. I notified the drug task force then in California, and we moved to Oregon. Shortly after arriving in Oregon, one of these drug dealers showed up at my house in Oregon and told me that no matter where we go, he's going to find us, or they will find out where we live. And I couldn't figure out how he found where we moved to so quickly. Well, in my opinion, when we moved, what they did was contact the local police through DMV and found our address. And after I moved here to South Dakota, I started having all kinds of problems of vandalism. I had another dog that was killed. So make a long story short, they were able to track each and every time that I moved because of the police department giving them the information that they needed. So I left that small town, city, and I moved here to Watertown, and I haven't had any problems. No problems whatsoever. Before my house was sold and I moved here, the police raided my house along with the U.S. Marshals. I had tape recordings of conversations with Oregon. It was Oregon Police Department with minors and arranging parties with the police officers and minors. And the U.S. Marshals, they took all my recordings. So like I said, since I moved here to Watertown, I haven't had any problems. I probably had police file of over 2 inches thick of all the vandalism that happened to me in the first town that I lived in when I moved here to South Dakota. One time I caught some juveniles on my property in the middle of the night, and I called the police. Only reason I caught them was because they had a bad starter and their car wouldn't start, and they were trying to push the car out of my driveway and down the road, and I called the police and told them, you guys know about all the vandalism that I've had to endure living here, the murder of my pets. They actually hung a cat from its throat in the tree in my side yard, along with cutting gas lines and removing bolts from my car. So I told the officer that came out, because I held the 2 juveniles until he arrived, and he pushed their car down the road and got it started, and I says, I want them arrested. And he goes, well, Mary, at least I'm getting them off your property. And it ended up one of the juveniles was related to one of the police department. I don't know who it was in the police department, but it was like a cousin of one of the officers in that small town. Anyways, those of you that have been with me over the years, you'd probably know more details about it. But anyways, they're corrupt everywhere. Before I retired, a woman came into my work, and she had one of the cartel's tattoos on her hand, and being a smart ass like I am, I told her I recognized the tattoo. It was a black scorpion. She was real proud of that tattoo and said she got it when she was 12 years old, and showed me the tattoo on the other hand, which was a rosary. And I was just so mad that the cartels were so open, even here in Watertown. I called the South Dakota FBI, and I told him what I had witnessed, and he laughed at me. He says, they're in every state, and nothing came of it. So this really makes me mad. She's only looking at 20 years. She's in her 60s, so maybe she'll die in prison. I don't know. Or maybe she'll get off on good behavior because of all her connections. So this woman has been buying and dealing and selling and even had a website for 7 to 8 years. And only now is she being charged. What is your thoughts? Please put your comments down below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Be safe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you all. Bye.